This video is about a new chapter which is cubes and cube roots. Here we have come across an interesting story in NCERT. Have a look at this. This is a story about one of the greatest mathematicians, S. Ramanujan. Once another famous mathematician, Professor G.H. Hardy, came to visit him in a taxi whose number was 1729. While talking to Ramanujan, Hardy described this number as a dull number. Ramanujan quickly pointed out that 1729 is very interesting, and he observed certain patterns, and the patterns are that 1729 can be written as 1728 plus 1, which is 12 cube plus 1 cube. Then 1729 can be written as 10 cube plus 9 cube. And since then 1729 been known as Hardy-Ramanujan number, even though this feature of 1729 was known more than 300 years before Ramanujan. How did Ramanujan know this? Well, he loved the numbers so much that he kept on experimenting with the numbers and find out the interesting patterns. Here in this chapter we are there to find such interesting factors and find more about numbers. When I talk about cube, the first picture which comes to my mind is something like this, that there is a box and the box has equal length, breadth and height. So this is length, this is breadth and this is height, L, B and H. And if all of them are equal, then we say that we have got a three-dimensional object which is called a cube. So it has three dimensions. What is the new thing about this word three dimension? Two dimension can be expressed on a paper completely, but three dimension cannot be expressed on a paper completely. Like if you see the image which I have made on my sheet, you can very clearly see that this is not the complete one, because you cannot see all the faces of whatever I have made on this paper. I can see that there is a front face, and if I exactly make it, it would be looking like something like this. So if you see this properly, you are able to see the three faces of the cube, and remaining three faces are not visible to you. Then this object which cannot be completely depicted on paper is called a cube. But now we are not discussing about this cube. What we are going to do here is we have to find the cube number. How do we find the cube numbers? That we are going to discuss here. So perfect cube or cube numbers. How will we find perfect cubes? Let us write 1. If I have to write 1 cube, that means I have to multiply 1 by 1 by 1, and I have to do it 3 times and I'll get 1. If I have to write 2 cube, then it will be equal to 2 into 2 into 2, and that will be equal to 8. So 3 cube will be equal to 3 into 3 into 3, and that will be equal to 27. 4 cube is equal to 4 into 4 into 4, and that will be equal to 16. Now you'll try all the remaining cubes till 10 cube, and then you have to answer my query. I have three queries. One, cube of odd number ends with. Cube of odd number ends with, and you will write this all in your notebook. Then second, cube of even number ends with. And then in square and square root, you have read one topic which says that square of any number cannot end with certain digits. Now here my question is there any number for which the cube is not ending with? Like, can a cube end with 0? Can a cube end with 1? So you have to find out this for me, that is there any digit which never comes in the end for cube of any number. So the question is, cube of any number can end with, and you will write down all the digits with the comma. Keep pausing the video and write down the answers which I am asking in the notebook. Now here I am making one pattern. Okay, so see the pattern. 1, is equal to 1 is equal to 1 cube, right? Then I am writing 3 plus 5 is equal to 8, and that is equal to 2 cube. Then I am writing 7 plus 9 plus 11 is equal to 27, and that is equal to 3 cube. Then I am writing, this is 7. Then I am writing the next one, which is 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19, and that is equal to 64, and that is 4 cube. So what I have done is I have mentioned the cubes of 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube and 4 cube in a certain pattern. Now my question is, how will you write 9 cube and 10 cube? So you will write down this in your notebook by observing the given pattern, right? And then I have one more question. How can you write 2 cube minus 1 cube? If I have to write 2 cube minus 1 cube, then it will be equal to 1 plus 2 into 1 into 3. How can I write this? 2 cube minus 1 cube. 2 cube minus 1 cube is equal to 1 plus 2 into 1 into 3. Now how did I do that? You have to observe the pattern. 3 cube minus 2 cube is equal to 1 into 3 into 2 into 3. Sorry, it is 1 plus. So what are we doing here? What is the pattern? 4 cube minus 2 cube can be written as 1 plus 4 into 3 into 3. So you have to observe the pattern on your own. Now here, what are we doing? When we are writing 1 cube, we are starting with 1, right? When I am writing 2 cube, I am starting with the second odd number, which is 3 plus 5. When I am starting for 3 cube, then I am starting with which odd number? Which odd number is this? This is 7. So how will I come to know when should I start? This is something very important that you have to observe, and then we have to write down the answer. Similarly here, you can see that in all my answers I have started with 1. 1 is common part in all my answers. Now what is happening next? If it is 2 cube, I am starting with 2. If it is 3 cube, I am starting with 3. If it is 4 cube, I am starting with 4. And then followed by 2 से पिछला वाला number is 1, 3 से पिछला वाला number is 2, and 4 से पिछला वाला number is 3. Now 3 is there everywhere. So if now I ask you one question, what will be 7 cube minus 6 cube? You have to write down the answer on your own. Here in this video, I have tried to explain some interesting patterns and how can you observe the pattern and infer your own answers. And in case you are able to observe the pattern, you will be able to write down the answers on your own. So with this, we come to an end of introduction of your cube and cube roots chapter.